Two of the best cask strength, heavily peated single malt scotches from Islay right here, folks. So what I have in this full-size mini barrel is Ardbeg Uigeadail. Now, this is the Ardbeg Uigeadail that I had originally put into one of these full-size mini barrels. The lid had the early times bottled and bond. It was toasted at 400 degrees. And then after emptying the early times, you know, I put in the sherry, the port, the Pinot Noir for a week, emptied it, then put the Ardbeg. It didn't have as much an effect as I wanted, so I put that same Ardbeg that had, you know, already been in a full-size mini barrel back into this full-size mini barrel. Now this one, I toasted at 350 degrees, and I put a couple of pieces of oak that I toasted to 400 degrees down inside of it as well, and they're all charred, okay? Same thing with this one. These have been, I don't know, maybe 6 weeks only. This is Laphroaig 10-year cask strength. The same thing that I just described for the Ardbeg Uigeadail was done with this. This is I think a 2021 Ardbeg, or I'm sorry, Laphroaig 10-year cask strength. I ran out of barrel wax, so I heated up a candle and poured the wax down into here. But you can tell these are the new way I'm doing it with a hole saw. That's why the little dowel is in the center, and I'm telling you, it worked wonderfully. Really, really good. So, there's no Ardbeg does not color their whiskeys, which is awesome. You probably can't tell the color on this, but that is deeper and richer than regular Ardbeg Uigeadail. Unfortunately, Laphroaig does put coloring in the chill filter their whiskeys, at least the standard release stuff. But whatever, it's delicious. That was my first. That's what got me into whiskey, was Laphroaig 10-year, regular old 10-year. Okay, this is a little harder to pour than I thought. Okay, there we go. Okay, let's see what I think. Oh man, I can smell these right now. They smell, that Laphroaig at least. Obviously, it's oh my gosh, it's insanely dark. Obviously, like I said, they add coloring, but this is way darker than what this is what Laphroaig 10-year usually looks like. Yeah, probably not this dark. Okay, let's start with the Ardbeg. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. What? Oh, delicious meaty barbecue, like from the best pit boss. Man, that what? Okay, like the sherry influence that's in Ardbeg Uigeadail is really coming across a lot more on the nose right now for some reason than. Oh man, the nose is better on the Uigeadail. That's okay. Let's try it. Let's see. Oh my. What? Oh, wow. What? Sorry folks, that that took me somewhere. That is amazing. That is amazing. Oh my goodness. The legs on that. That thing is oily. Wow. I need to. I'm sorry. Okay. I'm going to try and give you some notes here. Man. That doesn't even take me somewhere. It just gives me the feels like I'm just happy, and this is one of the best experiences ever. It's wonderful. It's really, really, really good. I will not drink another Ardbeg Uigeadail without it being in a full-size mini barrel, because goodness gracious. Like I can pick out the nose and the flavor of each of the different wines that I originally aged this with, you know. Well, I didn't age it with those wines. I soaked the oak lid with those wines, but and it has that dry, like tart grapiness of like the Pinot Noir flavor, however you would describe that, and then like the port and the sherry almost, they're separate and then they commingle and they come across as just this bright, almost like if you made like a different, like a shrub with types of berries, that's what it's coming across on the nose. It's really, really, really good. Like this, I did not expect this to be that good. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Okay, I've never had like Ardbeg Dark Cove. I've always wanted to try it. I probably never will. I'm sure it's fantastic and amazing. But this is just probably the best peated single malt I've had. There's so much going on. The flavors are so perfectly presented and bright and yet finished dark, and they're sweet, and you can distinguish each one. It is multi-layered and complex and rich. It is amazing. Like, whatever I did to this, I've got my notes here. I am going to do it again, without a doubt. That is incredible. All right, let's see. Laphroaig 10-year cask strength. Basically done the same way, except this had the bourbon lid that this all originated with was had wild turkey in it, whereas this had early times. The nose is not as exciting as this one was. I mean, it's really good. I'm not going to dumb this down like on its own. I would just be really impressed with this nose, but okay, let's see. Wow. Oh, wow. What? Oh, man. Oh, wow. That was wild. That was like walking through like what I would imagine the fields in Islay would be like. I don't know, like just like heather and sunshine and earth and brine and like sea spray and like dried peat. Wow, it's such a different experience than this. Like the difference between these two is much greater than if you were just to take the standard bottling of like Ardbeg Uigeadail and Laphroaig 10-year cask strength. They're obviously different. These are like, they've been elevated, and wow, this gives me just like a very calming, peaceful feeling. Like it's gosh. These are, I'm just going to say right now, the two best single malt scotches that I've ever tried. Right now, they're different. This is just like, think of like, I don't know, like old time Scotland. The wind is blowing, slightly drizzling, like you're out in the fields, and like heather, and there's sheep around, and just you're smelling that earth from the mud as you walk through it, and it's just ethereal. That's how I would describe what this tastes like. Is it tastes ethereal. This is just like, imagine like just a, I don't know, a Scottish festival that's bright in summer. If they have a summer there, I don't know. Berries and just good food and barbecue, and it's wonderful. Both of these have impressed me more than any of the other of this batch of whiskeys I put into the full-size mini barrels. They are really something else. They're really good. Okay, well, I'm probably gonna, we'll see. I'm gonna try and maybe leave these in longer. If I buy more of these Bain Marie containers, I'm gonna leave them in through half the summer. If I don't, I'm gonna empty them, because I have quite a few whiskeys that I want to get into these at the beginning of summer. Okay, if you have done the full-size mini barrel, the DD-FSMB Dram Diaries full-size mini barrel yet, Chanel and I would love to hear your experience with it and what you thought. Where did you put it? Did you put it in the attic? Did you leave it outside in the sun? Just leave it outside? Was it in your house? How long did you leave it there for? So let us know. All right, till next time.